My name is Colin Wright. I am going to be hosting today. I was one of the instructors in class, and on behalf of Guide Dogs, I'd like to welcome everybody here in person, everyone online. Thanks for joining us. Pretty exciting group to celebrate today. We are live streaming right now on YouTube on our Guide Dogs for the Blind YouTube channel as well, but we're here from our Oregon campus, whether this is graduation number 1 for some of you, whether it's your 5th or your 100th. For us, for Guide Dogs in Oregon, it's our 506th class celebration. We're here to celebrate these 4 lovely graduates that we'll get to meet in a little bit here, and we're also here to applaud all the generosity from all of you and anyone else who's made this awesome opportunity possible today. So thank you all, and congrats to the group. First of all, I'm here to thank the puppy raisers from myself and from Guide Dogs for the Blind as a whole. You prepare these dogs for their mission. You make this possible. We literally couldn't do this without you. So for anyone involved in puppy raising, thank you. Your heart and soul, we feel that. We feel your emotions and all your hard work. So thank you so much. To the donors, we appreciate you for making this lifetime of support possible for all of our graduates. We do this, at no cost to these teams, so we receive no government funding either, so donors are crucial to our mission. We thank you very much for all your support. We also want to say a special thanks to Lillian Tremoroli, who sponsored a harness in each class in our graduating classes in Oregon here for the whole year of 2024. We also are pretty lucky that the Carl E. Wynn Foundation is sponsoring one of your graduating teams today, which you'll hear a little bit more about later. We also, one last thanks, staff and volunteers especially too. We've got a wonderful group of CWTTs, that's our Canine Welfare and Training Technicians in the room today. We also have probably a lot of volunteers, and without all of you together, this is impossible. So thank you all. We are so grateful for everyone's dedication to the mission, whether you're in training, whether you're in administration, wherever you come into the fold here, whether you're washing dog bowls on the weekends here. It makes a difference and it makes this possible. So thank you all. We're going to take a moment to watch a short video about our mission. The video is audio described so that it can be, there will be narrator and as well as the second voice which describes the scenes in the video. There's also captions included so that we can be inclusive for anyone to access and enjoy this video, okay? Let's watch that now.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
Or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
the struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up, for Ella, new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
All right, our next section is we're going to start to get into these graduates. I want to just give a couple words ahead of time about our guide dog program, which if you're not familiar, we spend 2 weeks with clients on our campus here. We're matched with a dog, and that dog is matched in compatibility with their lifestyle, and it's matched to enhance their mobility. We provide a variety of training models, but in this case, it was an in-residence training where they spent 2 weeks away from home to get this dog. I also want to say that I'm going to introduce each client, and before I do, they had a hand in writing these intros, so keep that in mind. First up, in this graduating class full of tears and laughs, I have Mr. Griffin Halmy of Duncan, British Columbia. Griffin is receiving Lancer, who Griffin has already nicknamed Lance or even Big Boy. Lancer is a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Megan Minkiewicz of Bend, Oregon. Griffin and Lancer are returning home to meet Griffin's wife, Meredith, their 2 children, Rowan and Bryn, I think, as well as Nellie the Labradoodle and Buddy the cat. Lancer will be going to work, he'll explore the community, enjoy long walks and hikes, and he will be, quote unquote, helping out with gardening or in the golf shop.
Thanks, Colin. Yeah, I just want to start by thanking the organization, Guide Dogs for the Blind. This is just an amazing experience, and just getting to see all the inner workings of the campus here. I can't say enough. I would also like to thank Megan for being Lancer's puppy raiser. She's obviously done a tremendous job, and I'm so appreciative, and I'm looking forward to the journey and the future ahead with Lancer and our family, and for Lancer to become an honorary healthcare professional. So, thank you.
Thank you. I need glasses. I need my glasses for this. Hold the phone because I had to make notes. I'm losing track of things in life. So, Lancer. Hashtag Lance Party. Lance's hashtag was a creative genius of my high school bestie, Amy, and it fits Lance perfectly. Amongst his many nicknames, which you can add to your list, Peanut Butter, I don't know why, Lance Pants, and our favorite, but you have to say it in a little bit of a sweet voice, which maybe your daughters will love, it's Sweet, Sweet Babe. So we mostly referred to him as Lance. He arrived in style wearing a bright blue shame of cone, we call it, not cone of shame. And it was the result of a sibling scuffle. He quickly grew out of his soft cone, and he was the 18th puppy we raised and the fastest one through training. Always an overachiever, I expected nothing less from him. A go-getter from day one, he was solving advanced puppy puzzles at 4 months. Our goal is always to return a happy, experienced, and well-rounded puppy. We have a pretty active lifestyle, so Lance has about 40,000 air miles under him already. He traveled extensively with us as a puppy in training to Minneapolis. He navigated Central Park in New York City, an aircraft carrier in San Diego, day trips to Seattle, black tie galas, and Michelin dinners. He also survived my Eras Tour era. He knows the entire playlist of the concert and has seen the concert film way too many times to count. And for the record, Jennifer Gardner copied his Swiftie Halloween costume with her dogs. I can confidently say nothing phases this guy. We are thrilled to meet Griffin and know that Lance will swiftly and safely guide them forward together. We can't wait to watch what you two do together. In celebration of your graduation today, my husband Alex and I have donated to Guide Dogs for the Blind in the name of hashtag Lance Party. Thank you.
Thanks a bunch. Our next graduate will be coming out in just a second here. It's Mr. Fabio Colascio of Long Beach, California. And Fabio has received McGregor, who is a male black Labrador retriever. By the way, this team is sponsored by the Carl E. Wynn Foundation from Southern California. McGregor was raised by Deborah and Michael Scott of Littleton, Colorado. Fabio is a software engineer with a passion for running, and he plays the classical guitar really well. He looks forward to introducing McGregor to his home life and continuing to experience the streamlined guide work that the team have enjoyed so far.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thanks to everyone involved at Guide Dogs for the Blind. Thanks to the puppy raisers, Debbie and Michael Scott. Thanks to his trainer, Nixie, who is here somewhere. Thanks to the instructors who helped me out and gave us a lot of flexibility and one-on-one time when we ran into issues. So thanks, Colin and Susan. And all the chefs. The food was delicious here. I really appreciate how everyone's work came together to form this team. And we have a lot of adventures in our future. I like to travel a lot, and my friends have created this Fabio See the World trip, and now it's going to be the Fabio and McGregor See the World trip. So that's all. And thanks to the Carl E. Wynn Foundation for sponsoring our team.
Good afternoon, everybody. McGregor's our fourth guide dog puppy that we raised. He's actually the second one to make it all the way through formal training and is going to be working out in the field. He was raised in the Denver East Club and wrote down some thoughts here. You know, we got him off the puppy truck, and he just kind of always had like this really big dog energy. You know, even as a little puppy that you're just like holding in your arms, and so we kind of nicknamed him Big Mac just like right out of the gate. Kind of sounds easy enough, but he definitely fit the bill as big dog energy. Even even with the other bigger dogs, he never was like one to, you know, kind of back down. He was like always ready to play, even with the big guys. We didn't do as much traveling necessarily as Lance, but we did take McGregor, I mean, everywhere around the Denver metro area with us, Colorado Rockies games, the movie theater, took him to plays, took him on little trips around the state with us. There was one kind of sort of funny incident. We were down in Durango taking a train ride on the Silverton to Durango train, and he's being really good, and then all of a sudden there's like, he kind of pops up and there's like liquid under him, and we're like, uh-oh. It wasn't him, it was the lady in front of us. She was spilling her Pepsi, unbeknownst to her, on the floor, and he's like popped up, and we're like, oh my goodness. So we cleaned him back up and wiped the Pepsi off of him, and he went back and laid back in his spot and enjoyed the rest of the trip. But anyways, so it was kind of a, sort of little funny moment there, but he's not familiar with Taylor Swift. We would like to present a check for McGregor's harness. What was that? From our club, sorry, yeah, from Denver East. And then we would also like to thank, all of the, you guys get to see us come up here, but, as part of like our program, we meet with individuals that go on a regular basis, and we get to, kind of troubleshoot any challenges that we might come across and the opportunities to kind of, brainstorm together. So we'd like to definitely thank the Denver East Club to help us, successfully raise this guy. And then, all of the leaders and our puppy field manager, definitely help us get through this whole process till we get to this end game here. So congrats, Fabio. Congrats, McGregor. Fabio, we're definitely looking forward to, hearing about your adventures, and, Fabio around the world, here we go.
And another generous opportunity for this graduating class here, so thank you for that. Next up, we've got Dusty Godino. And Dusty is from Corpus Christi, Texas. And Dusty has received Dupri, who is a male yellow Labrador retriever. And Dupri was raised by Jane Gardner of Reno, Nevada. Dusty is a full-time housewife and looks forward to introducing Dupri to her husband, 4 kids, and 2 little dogs at home. Dusty is excited to navigate life with Dupri at her side and to see what the future holds.
Hello, I'm Dusty Marie. I did want to thank the whole organization of GDB and everybody that makes this possible. And I really wanted to let the puppy raisers know how appreciative that I am, how good of a job that they did. And also another appreciation to my husband, because if it wasn't him, I wouldn't be here. He is running the household and taking kids to appointments and doing whatever he has to do, and also his job. So, and I did want to thank all the staff here, the RAs, the trainers, the kitchen staff, even the housekeepers, because they really spoiled us all around, especially the food. It was great. And I also wanted to thank our group. There was 4 of us here, and we're here, and we did it. We could do a happy dance. Thank you.
Yeah, like you said, my name's Jane. I'm from Reno, Nevada, and this is my very first puppy. It is quite an honor to be part of this club. I'm going to start. I met a gal in a grocery store who was carrying a puppy in a vest, and I asked her, I said, God, that must be a very honorable thing you do. And she said, let me tell you about it. That was Monday. Wednesday, I was in a club meeting with a puppy in my lap. I quickly said I didn't want to raise a puppy, but I would be a puppy sitter. It wasn't long, Dupri came into my life. Dupri was the perfect first match for me. He would just look at me, what can I do? How can I obey? What do you want to do? My club in Reno was wonderful. They were supportive, encouraging, showing me how to learn everything I was supposed to do to raise a puppy. And it really is a testimony mostly to the dog, but the support between Guide Dogs for the Blind and our club and our local leaders were outstanding for me. And this is no greater honor to be here on this stage and to see that he is doing what he was born to do. And we had been praying for it, that he would be matched with someone perfect, and we can see it. And yes, he went to church from 8 weeks on, so he knows very well what we are talking about.
Thanks a bunch. And our last graduate, fourth and final, is Mr. Stephen Rutch of North Brunswick, New Jersey. And Stephen has received Fumiko, a female black Labrador retriever raised by Lynn and Chloe Miller of Fort Collins, Colorado. Steve looks forward to returning to the Garden State with Fumiko, or more commonly known in the dog world as Fufu, according to Steve. Steve is retired, but he volunteers a lot at the VA and plays a lot of baseball. He's excited to bring Fumiko along with all of his travels.
Thank you, Colin. Everybody's been mentioned as far as the thanks. There's just so many people to thank for everything that they've done for us. I feel truly blessed that I was given the opportunity to get Miko and meet the puppy raisers, and I had the support of my family and my friends, and more than anything, we have the support of Guide Dogs for the Blind. They're an outstanding organization, and I'm glad to be part of it now. And I don't know, I just, words can't express how much I feel about this whole group. It's amazing, and thank you all for coming today. It means a lot.
I would first like to thank and recognize our Fort Collins Puppy Raising Club would like to sponsor Fumiko's harness. So that will be provided. And we also wanted to thank the support in our Puppy Raising Club and our Puppy Field Raising Manager, Lauren Grimditch, for all the help that helped us get Fumiko here too. We got the call from our club puppy leader 2 weeks ago that Fumiko was in class. That day happened to be exactly 8 years from when we picked up our first puppy from the GDB puppy truck. And our puppy raising journey began. In those 8 years, we've had a lot of successes. Maple was placed as a PTSD assistance dog. Harmony became our breeder. Harmony became our breeder. She has had 2 litters, producing 1 working guide dog, 1 canine buddy, and she has 7 other puppies out in raiser homes right now. Portia became our working guide dog, but had in-home training, meaning we didn't come here for a graduation ceremony. And now today, we're celebrating sweet Fumiko at our first graduation ceremony in person. Fumiko, or Fumi, or Fufu, is our 7th puppy. She grew up with my mom and I, my career-changed dog Antigua, and overlapped with both Portia and our current puppy in training, Chorus, in colorful Colorado. She was always an adaptable, go-with-the-flow kind of dog, so we're sure she'll adjust quite well to her new life in New Jersey. My favorite thing about Fumi is her determined yet joyful trot when she gets moving, and every time she would look up at me with the sweetest eyes while doing this, I would ask her, "Do you have your prancy pants on?" And that was normally pretty exciting and earned a big tail wag as she continued to prance on. I'm so proud that she has pranced herself into a big girl job, and I look forward to hearing about her new life with Steve.
And she tells me I'm the emotional one. One of the most exciting parts about getting a new puppy is finding out what their name is. It's always kind of a secret until they come to you. Fumi came to Colorado on the puppy truck, and it was very entertaining to hear Brooks, the puppy truck driver, try and provide clues for us to guess her name. He ended up having to do it by syllable. The first syllable he gave us the clue was a band from the 90s, the opposite of you, and the first syllable of a popular soda. So that got us to Fumiko. In Japanese, Fumiko means child of treasured beauty. I am the mom to 2 sons and a daughter, but each puppy we get becomes a new child, which makes Fumiko my 8th daughter. I keep track of their birthdays, their accomplishments, their comings and goings, just like I do with my own children, and I'm always excited to hear from their people how they are doing. The inevitable question that we get asked as puppy raisers is, how can you possibly give them back after a year? And while that very day is sad, I like to think of it in this way. Our puppies are going out into the world to be matched with friends that I just haven't met yet. All of our successful working dogs that Chloe mentioned have incredible people by their sides. A veteran who now gets support with his PTSD, Julie and Steve are incredible breeder custodians in San Rafael, Sue, who is living out my travel dreams with her guide, and now Steve, who we are more excited to get to know, but already share a common love of baseball. And dare I add, go Dodgers. He might be a Yankees fan, but that's his problem. I greatly miss having sweet Fumiko in our home, her cuddles, her enthusiasm to work, and her appropriately named Fumi Zoomies. The last thing I always whisper into our puppies' ears before giving them back is to go do good things, sweet girl. This celebration today is the best of the good things. Steve and Fumiko and all of the graduates today, I wish you huge congratulations. And we'll think of you often as you head out from this place more confident, more independent, and ready to take on all of life's adventures. Congrats.
Thanks, everybody, and let's give one last round of applause for the whole graduates. Before we move on, I want to take a second. Somehow, some way, it wasn't just me responsible with this class, so my support instructor here, my companion is Nixie here. She's going to come out in a little bit. We also had Margie McMahon was our supervisor, and she's not here today, so that's why you're seeing a lot of me. We're going to take a minute now to shift gears into a demonstration of guide work here. And during guide dog training, our dogs spend a lot of time learning skills through the use of a clicker, which marks a behavior that we want the dog to repeat. The clicker makes communication consistent and timely, and it's actually better than praise or food alone. We can be just like that. We start by pairing the food with the sound of a click, which can take less than 5 minutes for some dogs. And once the dog understands that the click means food, we can then pair the click with a desired behavior. For example, when the dogs are doing something like stopping for a curb or going into a down position, they get a click, just like you heard, and they think food and are likely to want to do these behaviors over and over again. Like I said, Nixie's out here now, and she's got gorgeous, stunning yellow lab Briar, who's got that dark, rich fur. And they're going to demonstrate some behaviors. You can see right now, Nixie's doing some obedience practice just to warm up that clicker use. And that sharp click noise that you hear is the clicker. She's next going to start to use a fist target here. And what she's doing with that fist target is teaching Briar to touch her nose to Nixie's fist. She says, oh, look, I just bring my nose and I get a cookie. Fair trade. Nixie's going to then start to move where that fist target comes from, and eventually she's going to use it to associate Briar looking for that bench right there. So Nixie's starting real close up, and this is something we call back chaining because we're going to start real close and slowly start to back up and add some distance to the bench. You can see Briar's pretty attentive because she's getting lots of cookies right now, and that's kind of the best thing in the world. And already Briar's starting to show us some attention to say, ooh, maybe that bench has something to do with all this. You can see there she goes again. She's starting to put the pieces together. And this is how we're going to start to encourage Briar to think to look for that bench. And after a few more tries here, Nixie might think about picking that handle up. And Briar says, yeah, we just go right over here. Easy peasy. That's a very good girl. So this is how we can introduce targets. Do we think that Nixie and Briar could find the bench from all the way at the stairs in just a second here? Do we think they can do it? I think that Briar knows what she's looking for. Let's see what they've got. All the way from the stairs. Let's see if Briar can get us back to this bench. It is imperative that we get there. Good girl. She says, come on, we got to get over to this bench. This is a pretty simple technique that all of our trainers use and all of our clients can use in their home areas. They can apply this to any kind of things in their home environments. They can use it to locate ATM machines or stairs or crosswalk buttons or bus stops. So that is a really useful tool that our dogs use. Let's give it up one more time for Briar and Nixie here. Before we wrap things up here, I again want to thank everybody here in person for joining us. Everyone who's online, thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate you just being involved in any way that you can be. It means so much to us. If you're interested in volunteering, if you're interested in joining our staff, or if you know anyone who could benefit from our services, check us out on guidedogs.com. And if you'd like to make a donation to support our mission, you can text to donate. The number on the screen behind me here is 50155. You can text partnership to that number if you want to get involved. But without further ado, for viewers at home, we hope to see you very soon. And then anyone here in person, thanks for joining us again. We've got our gift shop open. We can kind of hang out and mingle a little bit. Nixie is going to be up here with Briar if you have questions. But thank you again all for joining us today.